Hey guys, I hope you had a great weekend. Make sure you complete warm-up number 8 and make sure this gets into your notebook under the warm-up section so you'll have it for your warm-up quiz. But all of the work that we did on Friday that you had to complete over the weekend, we'll go over tomorrow, so just hold on to it. Keep it. If you have questions, don't worry. We'll talk all about it tomorrow. And for today, what we're going to do is go over a few new things, and then you're going to have an assignment that you should be able to finish today in class, and you'll turn that in. So what we're going to look at are the volumes of prisms and cylinders. So before, we've talked about surface area. We know surface area is how much it would take to cover something. Like if I was going to wrap a box with wrapping paper, the surface area would tell me how much wrapping paper that would take. So now when we're talking about volumes, volume is how much space the solid encloses. So like if I was going to fill a cup up with liquid, then that would be the volume. The volume is how much it would take to fill that cup up. So for a prism, the formula for volume is the area of the base times the height. And then for a cylinder, the formula is the same thing, area of the base times the height, but we know for a cylinder, the base is always going to be a circle. So that's why we can use pi r squared h, and that would give us the volume of the cylinder. So we're going to look at a few examples, and then I'll give you some problems to work on. So to find the volume of this cylinder, we know that the base area is a circle. So the formula would be pi r squared. And so that would be pi times 8 squared, which is 64 pi. So I'm going to leave it like that for now until we get everything together. So we've got the height. It's given to us right here, so we know that would be 7. So then to get the volume, we do the base area times the height, which would be 64 pi times 7. So we can approximate that using our calculator. And you should get 1,407, and we'll round to the nearest tenth, 0.4, but now it's not square kilometers, it would be cubic kilometers, because when we're doing volume, we're doing 3 different measurements or dimensions, so this would be in volume. This would be cubed, sorry. Alright, so now to find the volume of this prism. So now we've got a pentagonal prism. So if we look at this base, and we have to find the area of it, remember for a regular polygon, we have to use the formula. So for this base area, we would use the formula. Half of the apothem times the perimeter of the base. So we know the apothem is 5.5 because it's given to us right here. Do we know the length of the sides of the base? Do I know how long it is from here to here? Well, if we look, we know all of these segments are congruent. And if all of these segments are congruent, and this is a prism, then we know that all of these segments are also congruent to each other. And so if this one is 8 inches, then that means all of these are 8 inches. And so if there are 5 sides, we've got 8 times 5, which gives us a perimeter of 40. So then for the height, we know it's given to us right here that this is 8 inches high. So this would be 8. So then to get the volume, we're going to take half of 5.5 times 40, and then multiply it by the height, which is 8. So if we work that out, you should get 880, and that would be cubic inches. Alright, then to find the volume of this prism. So this one's different because we have a trapezoidal prism. So first, to find the base area, we got to do the area of the trapezoid, which hopefully you remember the formula is half the height times the sum of the bases. So if we look, we know the height, it's right here, and we already know the lengths of the bases, so all we need to do is plug those in. So we've got half of 4.3 times 8 plus 3. And then the height, well, the height of the prism, how long is it between the two trapezoids? Well, if you look, that length is given to us right there. So the height, the whole prism is 4. So you're not talking about the height of the trapezoid, you're talking about the height of the prism the length between the two bases. So then to find the volume, we're going to do half of 4.3 times 8 plus 3 we know is 11, so I'm going to go ahead and put 11, and then times the height, which is 4. So if we work that out, you get that that is 94.6, and that would be cubic meters. Alright, now this time, this prism is oblique. But the nice thing is with oblique prisms, you still do the same thing, the area of the base times the height. We just would need to find the height. Well, in this case, the height's given to us because this length is what is perpendicular to the base. So then this big B, if the book ever uses big B in this section, that means that that is the area of the base. So this problem is very simple. We already know the base area is 17.3. We know that the height is 6.4. So we just multiply those together. If you want to use parentheses so you can tell what's going on. And you should get 110.72 cubic centimeters. So if they give you the big B, remember that that means that's the area of the base. Alright, so I want you to complete these problems, and whatever you do not finish will need to be completed tonight. We'll go over this along with all of your homework from the weekend in class tomorrow. So just make sure you bring all of that with you. If you have any questions, bring those and we'll talk about them. And also notice your Chapter 12 test is on Friday, so make sure you're preparing for that. Good luck on the assignment. If you have questions, you can ask each other, but you need to work on this individually. This is not a group effort. So make sure you're working on your own, but you can ask each other if you have questions here or there. So good luck, and I will see you tomorrow.